Welcome to Scottsdale Financial Coach. My name is Amber Stanford, and this is our Client Spotlight, where real people get to share their journey from financial struggle to intentional wealth building. I have Joe with me today. I'm super excited to introduce you to him. He was working multiple jobs. He was needing melatonin to sleep because his financial burdens were keeping him awake, and he had little to no retirement savings. Through financial coaching, he transformed his relationship with money and built a foundation for generational wealth, which is absolutely amazing. And here is his story. Hey, Joe.
How's it going, Amber?
Very good. Can you tell us very briefly about yourself?
I worked 3 jobs and I really didn't dedicate time to anything but work. I was so work oriented and that's all I cared about.
What would you say was the biggest fear that you had to overcome to say yes to investing in yourself to work with a coach?
When we decided to go away with the other, 2 jobs, I I had like the biggest fear because I never lived off of a budget. And that was my biggest fear. Even though I make, pretty good money off of that one job, I never had truly one source of income. I've always worked multiple jobs, and I, yeah. So that was my biggest fear. And
What specific results or improvement did you experience while we were working together? And some of those will be tangible, so things that we can see and touch, but some of them are intangible.
for the tangible stuff that we have improved is, or um, we we laid out the whole budget for me to work on. We've we got my 401k invested and all that. Intangible items.
Hmm.
I have made a lot more time for my family this year.
Joe, tell me what that looked like before. What did time with your family look out like before, when you were working multiple jobs and really focused on just making as much money as you could, but you didn't know really where it was going?
So the to summarize up that picture, um, basically, I could tell you all the deadlines that I had to meet at work with all my other jobs, and then if if my um a specific date about my niece's birthday or a celebration birthday party for grandma and grandpa. I couldn't remember anything like that.
Mm.
I was so work oriented, it wasn't even funny.
Mm-hmm. And what's it look like now? Give me an example of one thing that's changed.
One thing that has changed is that um, in 2 weeks I have my niece's birthday party coming up that I remembered because I'm not working that much. In fact, I got a kid's birthday party October 5th as well. Um,
You get to
let's
be
see what
Uncle
else.
Joe.
Oh, yeah, I'm remembering all. And in fact, we got a family outing coming up next Saturday.
Oh,
So
very nice.
since limiting those 2 jobs and improving my core values,
Mhm.
I've been able to remember all my family, events and friends events and
Mhm. Fantastic, Joe. One other thing that I want to make sure that we address is I think you went on vacation not too long ago, and I'm pretty sure you paid for it with cash that you had saved up in advance.
yeah,
Tell me a little bit about that.
okay. And then our third session, we got into like the whole nitty gritty, and this was like the end of February. Okay, never in my life have I prepaid for a vacation that was so far out. So when July came, I mean, everything was paid for. I didn't have to wait, or I didn't have to look at my paycheck to move, money around. Like, oh, okay, I get paid at the beginning of vacation and then at the end of vacation. So I didn't have to move anything around. It was all paid, and yeah, it was also stress free.
I was going to say, tell me how that changed your enjoyment of the trip.
Um, During the duration of the trip, not once did I look at my bank account to see, how much money was in there or how much money I have spent. Just because everything was, prepaid already, I could go out to the restaurant with my family or my friend that I took, and I didn't have to sweat anything like oh man, that's gonna hurt the bank. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a fun trip, Joe. So any surprises from us working together? Anything that you didn't expect?
Um, let's see. The one thing that I did not expect, um, you giving me the courage to sign up for the singles group at my church. Yeah,
I love that. That's awesome. Fantastic. Good for you, Joe.
yeah.
And
I
how does
mean,
it feel to have that courage?
amazing. I mean, I used to live inside my shell, basically, but I normally don't do extra stuff with like my church and stuff like
Hmm.
that or anything. But Amber over here kept encouraging me and she looked into my church and sent me the link to the singles group. And then it was like maybe a month later I finally signed up for it and I'm on my third singles group. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you don't expect that to come along with financial coaching. Um, Joe, the trajectory of what you think your life, of what your future looks like now, as opposed to before we were working together. What does it look like?
Before we started talking, it was hmm, it was gloomy, um, gloomy and just burnt out all the time. No energy, no energy, and just feeling blah about everything. And after the 6 months that Amber and I have been working together, honestly, it's so clear now. I'm not stressed out. I am sleeping without melatonin. um, and it's I'm not stressed out about any money situation at all whatsoever. And yeah, she set me up with the foundation, and I have built up a emergency fund of 6 months.
Hmm. That's amazing, Joe. I want you to acknowledge that while, yes, you and I had conversations, you were the one that went and did the work, right? We can have conversations all day, but if you didn't get out there and do something, nothing would have changed. So, yes, our conversation pointed you in the right direction and gave you clarity on what you needed to do, but you're the one who went and did it.
Yeah, like I said, once again, she laid out the foundation
Mm-hmm.
for everything, and I was a believer in it all. And after every session, I went out and I did the work, and I kept on bettering myself.
Hmm.
And I would say within two 2.5-ish months, I've seen big improvements on the whole saving and the whole budgeting in my account.
Hmm.
So
Fantastic. If somebody was on the fence about investing in themselves with financial coaching to change their financial habits, what would you tell them?
to 100% do
Yay.
it.
I mean, I can't ask for better than that.
Yeah, yeah. Just because it's like, for instance, like I said, I used to be working 3 jobs, and my money was so scattered everywhere, and it like I couldn't tell you what was coming and what was going type deal. And and like I said, after working with Amber, we directed everything down to one source of income, and and then from there, I have never understood 401ks or like the stocks or Roth IRAs type deal until was talking to Amber about it. And and like I said, my 401k has grown a lot so far, and it honestly feels pretty amazing.
Mhm.
And now each payday, I'm always looking forward just to see like that tiny bit of growth, because it's going to go somewhere. It's
Yeah.
not flying around randomly or anything like that.
Hmm. Joe, do you have any last message for our listeners? Any last tidbit of information? Any last spark of hope that you could offer?
Yes. If you if you're ever curious on this whole life coach thing, I recommend you signing up with Amber. And not only, did she help me out with the financial side of stuff, but she also helped me out with um the stress and anxiety that I had built up with my 3 jobs, and I didn't know how to truly manage all the stress and anxiety. And she, talked me through everything. And like I said, she does everything, and she truly does care about you.
Well, Joe, your story is truly inspirational. I love too that you're following God and chasing after Him. And I thank you for sharing with us today.
Yeah, that's something else I forgot to add in
Oh,
that I
add
was
it
going
in.
to church. Yeah, this whole year has been all about change. I'm back in church. I'm back at the gym. I'm changing my whole um financial panic into financial peace. You
Hmm.
know, it's it's all about, change and putting in the
Yep.
work. And
Yeah. And you were willing to do the work.
yeah,
Hey,
it feels amazing.
thanks for joining us today, Joe. Appreciate it very much.
Yep, you're welcome.